As time moved forward, other ways of structuring a piece of music became popular, and in the classical period, particularly, in the classical period we tend to say is about 1730 to 1820, although obviously those are quite vague dates, we see lots and lots of music that is structured using this thing called a rondo form. And a rondo form is all about a particular musical melody or section coming back time and again over the course of a piece of music. And while there are lots of different ways to structure a rondo piece, you tend to find that this is the main point of it, that we have a melody that is established, a certain character of music that keeps coming back, and even sometimes there are several melodies and characters of music that keep coming back. But in a really simple form of rondo, it would look something a bit like this. So we might start with an A section, which is where our familiar rondo melody is introduced for the first time. And then after a while, we'll get something else, which is a bit of a contrast. We'll call this the B section, and this is where we might get some music in a different key. It will definitely have a different melody or a different character to the music. But then, sure enough, after a while, we will get our familiar A section again. And it might be slightly modified, but ultimately it will have the same identity as the music that started the piece. Then we might have another one of these episodes or diversions from the opening material, and that would be a C section. And you can see the pattern emerging here. So after we've had our C section for a while, we'll have the A section again. And all the time what we're doing is we're sort of setting up the expectation that our rondo melody is going to come back. So we could keep going. We could say there's a D section, and eventually we know that the D section is going to end and the A section material is going to come back again. So this is this idea of rondo, where we set something up and we build up the expectation in the audience that no matter what happens in the music, no matter what kind of episodes or diversions that we go on from the music, ultimately we can expect this A section material to come back. And some composers even play on this idea a little bit because they set up the expectation that you're going to come back to the A section. We're all expecting the A section, and then they'll do something else. And you'll end up with the A section coming back at a time that you don't expect so much. This is the basic idea of rondo form. If you go out and look at music composed in the classical period, you'll even find some compositions that are called rondo. So that's normally a massive giveaway they're going to be in rondo form. But sometimes it's not so obvious. They don't have the word rondo in the title, but by looking at the way the music is structured and looking at the way the composer moves from one section to the next, you'll work out that actually what's going on is some kind of rondo structure. Sometimes the structure of a rondo is a little bit more sophisticated than just here's something you know, here's something different, here's something you know again, here's something different. Sometimes a composer will choose to surprise you by bringing back something else, bringing back one of these episodes or diversions as a bit of a surprise. So Mozart, for example, will often do something like this, and he'll sort of introduce some music, give you a B section as a contrast, bring back the A section material, give you another contrast, and then, as you would expect, the A section material, but then you'll end up hearing the B material again, possibly slightly developed, but it's a bit of a surprise because you're expecting something totally new, a D section, but in fact you end up with some music that's kind of based on one of the earlier sections. And this is what we might call the classic 7-part rondo. And you'll find it lots in Mozart's piano sonatas and also some of his instrumental music as well. And so this is rondo form, and it's just another way of building up a really nice musical structure for your audience that includes a good balance between nice familiar material that makes us feel grounded and we know where we are in the structure, and lots of surprises and interesting things along the way as well.